I knew that there weren't a lot of golf courses out there that could accommodate people with mobility impairments, and I believed that the golf car was the link that would bring people with disabilities and able-bodied people together. So the development of SoloRider was created.
This week we've been fortunate enough to witness some great shot making by the best golfers in the world. But can you imagine trying to tackle this game with less than 100% of your physical capabilities?
A single-person electric cart made by
SoloRider.
SoloRider.
The SoloRider.
The SoloRider.
Roger Pretekin is a man on a mission. For more than 10 years, he has worked diligently to perfect the design, engineering, and manufacture of a single-seat golf cart to the benefit of disabled golfers.
We know we're on the right track. We know we're doing something that's positive, and we know we're helping a lot of people live a much more fulfilled life.
My name is Roger Pretekin. I developed SoloRider years ago. I knew from my previous 15 years in the golf industry that virtually none of the courses were compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act for many reasons, but primarily for a person with a disability to play golf, they're going to need the use of a golf car, and there were none out there that would accomplish that goal. So we set out to develop a car that was unique to people with disabilities, that didn't highlight people as being disabled, and to provide them access to the golf courses so they could play and enjoy and be involved with the camaraderie of golf, and also allow the golf course to be compliant with a federal law.
Well, the product was developed as a result of the Americans with Disabilities Act that was passed in 1990, requiring all facilities to provide access to disabled individuals. We determined that a good solution or a measure of compliance to this law would be the development of a vehicle that a person with a disability could literally enjoy the same pleasures of golf that we enjoy.
When we started to build the car, we went through different variations and came up with a design that we felt was better and would be safer and would cause less damage to the golf courses and would not slow down play and all the things that we were told our car would create problems with. It wasn't so. We wanted to build a car that was highly functional, and without understanding necessarily what each individual with a disability's needs were, and they were varied, we tried to meet the needs of the majority. And I think we accomplished that.
With years of evaluating and understanding the unique ergonomic needs of different people that were going to be in our car, all of the controls have to be accessible without bending over or reaching or making any extraordinary move.
Literally, it puts less ground pressure than a person standing. So if you can walk and stand on a green, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to drive the SoloRider onto a green as well.
This car can be driven anywhere on the golf course, including tees, greens, without causing any damage to the ground. With a 200-plus pound rider and a set of golf clubs, our car puts about 8 pounds per square inch pressure on the turf, which is about half of what an average person standing puts on the turf. So there's no reason why these cars can't go everywhere.
The car was designed to look like a golf car and not to highlight an individual as having a disability necessarily, but just to be another guy out there who was lucky enough to get this sporty golf car that he could go play golf with. The critical element was to make this car look like a golf car. And we're not design people necessarily, but we found a wonderful firm in Pasadena, California called Keck Craig. And we contracted with them to design the body of our car, wanting it to look like a sporty golf car. And they did that. It took a while. It took about a year, and we made numerous trips from Colorado to California to look at their progress. And eventually the product took shape, and they created this, what I think was a very sporty looking car that has apparently stood the test of time. We contacted Club Car, who obviously is one of the largest golf car manufacturers in the world, and presented our product to them. And they believed, and correctly so, that their drive system, which was traditional and used for years and proven technology, would also work in our golf car. And we did that. We changed out the drive system and put in Club Car's motor and controllers and components, and the car performed beautifully. It was able to cover multiple rounds of golf and accomplish all the things we were looking for.
SoloRider is the only single-rider golf car that has successfully taken and passed every ANSI applicable ANSI safety test to be sure that when golf courses purchase this car and put it on their course, that they can be assured that their golfers, their customers, are in a very safe vehicle.
It was the critical part. The ANSI standards, American National Standards Institute, creates golf car safety standards, of which if we don't meet them, we don't have a product. So safety and meeting the ANSI standards was a critical part of the development of the car. What we had to do was to prove that the car was a viable product, and the car was beneficial to the golf course and to the people coming to the golf course who were spending money to play golf. So we worked very hard to try and bring those entities together. And I think that in the beginning it was a lot more difficult than we thought. It took a long time for the golf courses to accept the fact that they were now going to have a different group of people coming to their golf course that needed to be accommodated. Not because it was just a federal law, because it was the right thing to do. When we started putting the cars out onto the courses and people started to see that this wasn't as big a deal as they thought it was going to be, and it's not going to tear up our golf course, it's not going to slow down play, it's not going to do all the things that they said it was going to do, the acceptance level started to get higher. And people started to call and say, could you bring one out? We could try it over here. We didn't get that in the beginning. We had to fight our way into every door. And as the more notable golf courses started putting these cars at their courses, the other courses started saying, maybe we should look at this and maybe we should reevaluate our assessment of our ADA capabilities. We received the Davinci Award in 2002 for the most innovative mobility product of the year. At the same time, we also received an award from the Denver Business Journal. So we were being recognized, and people were starting to see that there was a product out there that might be a candidate for them to help them with their compliance issues. Surprisingly, the technology that we developed and implemented has stood the test of time. I see golf cars out on the golf course all the time, our golf cars out on the golf course all the time, and they're functioning out there and they're working well and they still look good out there. And I don't know what else we could have changed or what modifications we might have made, but to design a car that was accommodate a person with a disability, a mobility issue, hand controls were critical. Accelerators, the safety aspect of regenerative braking and automatic braking when the car stops, a seat that would swivel literally 360 degrees, so a player who approached their golf ball could manipulate the seat to wherever they needed to be able to execute their next shot. That was probably the most important part of our car. There was a young man from Oregon. His name was Casey Martin. And Casey Martin had a disability from a circulatory issue. He was a fabulous golfer, but had difficulty walking the golf course. It was painful and potentially dangerous for him. He asked the PGA Tour to allow him to use a golf car in between shots, still having to manufacture the shots like everybody else does, but getting to the golf ball was a major issue for him. He sued the PGA Tour for the right to do this, and he actually lost the lawsuit. And it went all the way to the Supreme Court, who found in his favor. And in doing so, it opened the door for a lot of golf courses who were concerned with how they were going to comply with this, now understanding that the highest court in the land said it was okay for an individual to ride in a golf car, and the concerns that people had about the physical aspects of the game were thrown out of the window. After this court case was won, Casey was able to use a car, and he primarily used it from the green to the next tee box, but he did win a PGA tournament.
Disabled pro golfer Casey Martin played his first tournament today since winning his suit with the PGA. He is now allowed to use a cart in tournaments.
Casey Martin, I think you know, popular player on the Nationwide Tour and PGA Tour. A couple of years ago, he fought and won a legal battle for the right to use a cart on those tours, all on account of a leg condition he's had since he was a kid.
Certainly the issues that were created by Casey Martin's suit against the PGA brought a lot of awareness to the disabled golf individual and the issue of disabled golf.
I followed him, and especially after his involvement with his legal actions that went all the way to the Supreme Court, I was very interested to see, now that he's won, how well would he do? Well, he did really well. He did something that very few people and golfers ever do, is winning a PGA event.
I love sports. I've always been an athletic person since I was a kid, and this is the only sport I could really play or really excel at. And so I think all my athletic energy just gets transferred into golf, and it gets me up in the morning. I'm grinding early and can't wait to get after it.
And we're seeing in the tournaments, the adaptive golf tournaments, more and more people are showing up, and we're seeing the quality of play at a much higher level than it was when we first started. I've watched people with severe disabilities play amazing golf. It's jaw-dropping sometimes. I remember the early days, and I would accompany a golfer with a disability, bringing our SoloRider out to the course. And the players that we were joining were going, oh my gosh, I don't know, this is going to be a lousy day. This is going to take forever, and I don't know that I really want to do this. And it doesn't take more than a few holes for that to change. We received a call from a wonderful golf facility, Bethpage State Park in upstate New York. They have 5 golf courses. They're all wonderful golf courses. The red, blue, green, yellow, and black. And their black course is their crown jewel. It's held many national championships there, PGA championships, US Opens. It's that quality of a golf course, and a very difficult golf course to walk. And we were asked to come to the Bethpage State Park to bring one of our golf cars for one of their guests who has already played their other 4 courses. A person who was actually a triple amputee wanted to play the black course, and they didn't want to let the cart out there until we brought it out there to test. Well, we went out for a round of golf, and after the 5th hole, this triple amputee is 1 over par, beating the other 3 of us who are out there. And after the round was over, the people who were evaluating said, we have no issues with this car. It performed wonderfully, and it was safe. And we're seeing that the training available to these individuals now who want to learn to go play golf is available. The golf pros are learning how to teach people with disabilities, something that never happened before, and it opened up a whole new world for the golf industry, a new revenue source. It doesn't have to be a person with a disability. It could be someone old like me. It could be, anyone that can use a third player. You don't have to use a 2-person cart for the third player. The game is a better game because of the involvement of more people. I think it's an economic upside to the golf courses to have these cars available. I think to have a SoloRider parked in front of the pro shop is a great optic to let people know that we are a welcoming golf course, and if you have a disability, you come visit us. We're going to take care of you. We're going to accommodate you. I just love being involved with the company. I love being involved with the game. I loved seeing people who didn't have the opportunities maybe to get out and play to finally do that. There were many years of wonderful experiences and meeting a lot of wonderful people. And I'm just thrilled that I was able to enter this industry with a product that changed the lives of so many people. Can't wait to go see the 35R, the new development of the SoloRider, to know that you guys are improving and the product and carrying it on. It's just like passing the banner, and the new people are just running with it. It's a wonderful legacy, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.